Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Emma and you're at Crime Stories Obsessed. What I want to talk to you tonight about is Sammy and the fact that she was helping with the searches. She seemed to be quite in the front of the camera. She was talking to the news reporters. She was forward, confident, chatting to everyone. You know, she was forefront of a lot of this. And then suddenly, as soon as the car is found, she states in a Instagram message, no, the vehicle hasn't been found. That's not being confirmed. The family aren't aware. And, you know, it was almost like she didn't want the vehicle to be found. I mean, I don't know. I'm just surmising. But it just seems that since the vehicle has been found, Sammy has been nowhere to be seen, not been at the front. I mean, obviously they're not searching anymore, but she just does not seem to be around. We haven't heard from her. She's not put any tributes out or anything to KIELY. It's just weird how she was very confident up front and there and front and center of the situation, and as soon as the vehicle's found, we don't see or hear from her again. Now obviously the more people that go over to her pages on Facebook or Instagram or comment possibly negatively towards her is going to make her want to shut down these pages, and I do understand that, because at the end of the day it is innocent until proven guilty, and at the minute we don't even know what this autopsy and toxicology results are going to show. But what I want to show you today is some photos that I saw on Facebook. And these are pictures from when Sammy was forefront of the situation, talking to everybody regarding the searches and organising the situation. But this is a photo, and it's obviously she's got some kind of bruise going on there on her arm, and she just seems to be bashed up. She's been covering herself in white paint, but she's got scuffs and bruises there up her leg. Her knees look banged up. She seems to be covering something up there with this white paint, and then even on her fingers there seems to be what looks like maybe blood under her fingers, like she's been biting her fingernails. She's got white there where she's got bruises, and then on her legs here, even at the bottom, she's got bruises around her ankles. And it's like, well, what's happened to Sammy? I mean, is she just accident prone, or did something happen at the party which involved her needing to kind of be on her knees, or, you know, hurting herself in some way? I'm interested to know what you think about that, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and take care. I'll be back with you again soon. Bye guys.
So as you can see, there's a lot of very suspicious behavior. You've got a lot of various characters involved. You've got a possible love triangle involved. But what I do know is that this was a setup, and that girl was the victim, the intended victim. And they would have gotten away with it had it not been for the fact that there was a YouTube a crowd of guys that go around and they only fund themselves through YouTube. They call themselves Adventures with Purpose, and there were people saying why, and they only solve cold cases. They go into cold cases and they send dive teams in, and they're solving these cold cases, pulling out cars from cases that are quite old and giving families closure. But this is the first time ever someone thought along the line, well, why can't they come and help? Because the police spent 19,000 man hours scouring a lake that it took these guys 20 minutes to find the car in. They spent 19,000 hours in that water, and it was right off the shore, right at the very, very most basically obvious place that it could have been, and they didn't see it. Now they may not have seen it because it wasn't there then. Yeah. And that this car was dumped in there. She was obviously killed, hidden away. The police searched. Then the story that came out of it, she was so trashed that she probably had an accident. That's the story that came out. She was so trashed. And her friends let her drive like that. A close friend who invited her to this party and got her drunk, let her drive like that. But anyway, so they found her at the bottom of this lake. These guys, after 20 minutes, and the police actually went to them and said, no, don't bother searching here. We spent 19,000 hours searching, and they ignored the police to see for themselves. And I'll play you the clip next where the diver, where they do the dive. It's very, very disturbing. I'm just warning you ahead of the time. It could be disturbing to some of you. Luckily, this is the original. It's not the people have enhanced it now, and it's very graphic. I don't want to see that kind of thing. So this one you can watch. It's still very creepy and haunting, but luckily you won't be seeing the enhanced images, which I think it's a little bit too much to digest. I don't think we need to see that. So just watch this clip and then I'll get back to you.
A mother is missing her 16-year-old daughter.
Tomorrow marks 2 weeks since the Truckee teenager disappeared after attending a party at a campground.
She was either hungover or just had a really rough day. She looked distressed.
When do you think that this took place? Parked his van right here, facing that direction. Her vehicle was parked right over here. I have set a radius of 10 miles around Prosser Creek Reservoir. We're going to work hard to clear Stampede, Independence, Boca, and Prosser Creek, all within that 10-mile range. I've just located in the corner of this cove here a target that I cannot identify. 18 different agencies, over 19,000 man-hours have been put into this. I'm a firm believer in second chances. However, some things don't deserve forgiveness. Taking the life of a 16-year-old deserves zero forgiveness.
You see that?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense though. It's only 10 feet of water. We definitely have something man-made. If this is her, this means all hope is lost as far as her still being out there, her being found safe.
What would you want to say to KIELY tonight?
I love her so much. So many people love her. And we're all looking and we're trying so hard. And I'm so sorry we haven't found you yet, but we're not giving up and just hang in there, sweetie. Just find her soon. Bring you home.
I don't want to find her. I want to be able to clear all this water and be able to tell the family she's not here. She's not here. Our job is to be here to find the where.
Confirm. I see the vehicle and the license plate. We have just found KIELY's vehicle. Over.
So here's something really interesting. After these adventures with purposeless guys broke their whatever they were doing to come and assist with this life case, and they found the body, the mother of this KIELY RODNI was sitting in a sushi bar while they were searching for her daughter. She never thanked them. In fact, she's come out and criticized them. Criticized them for using her daughter's disappearance to market themselves. And she gets sympathy from people. Leave her alone, she's a grieving mother. Well, I can tell you now, she's not a grieving mother. No grieving mother sits in a sushi bar while her daughter's missing. It could be dead or in danger. So mother, sorry, I don't respect your right to grieve. Not at all. Because you're not a mother. And you give me the creeps. And I think you're involved in this with her ex-boyfriend. And with who is her boyfriend or isn't. And with her best friend. Who actually wasn't her best friend. And I think you know a hell of a lot more than you are talking about. And your disgusting behavior doesn't wash with me. You're not a mother. You're not a grieving mother. So do you see, folks, why this is going to be buried? Do you see the deep underbelly of what's wrong with America here? No family structure hardly left. You've got the youth on drugs into the occult, thrill killing each other now. Thrill killing happening. For the fun of it. Harmless fun, eh? This case is a microcosm of the mental state of the United States of America. And as I say, the United States of America is insane. It's now clinically insane. It's finished, it's a write-off, you can't recover. When you get that far insane, collectively, you can never come. There's no comeback for America. It's finished, it's gone. Everyone thinks life is a movie there, much like, you know, people in Cape Town. They all think they're living in a movie as well. So I'm sorry I'm not really talking about South Africa right now. I suppose I'll devote one of my shows to it. I'll tell you a horror story from... Yeah, that's what I'll tell you next time. I'll tell you a little story. Quite a horror story that happened in South Africa that not a lot of you know about. But for now, let's stick with America. Because it's going to affect us all. They can't even solve a basic crime anymore, honestly. They can't do that in America anymore. They cannot. They can enforce COVID regulations. They can't solve crime. Very frightening. So let me tell you exactly what I think happened here. They took that girl to the party. She was a target, unwittingly didn't realize it was. The mission was to get her as drunk and as high as possible. There was a grudge between her and this so-called new friend, Samantha Smith. Samantha Smith had some kind of relationship with her boyfriend. This Jagger creep also creeps me out. 3 people in this case just instantly, the moment, and my instincts are never wrong, creeped me out was the mother, the supposed boyfriend, and the supposed friend. My skin crawled when I saw the 3 of them. Not sure if Mama is involved directly, but she certainly doesn't give a shit about what happened to her daughter. That I can tell you right now. But those 2, the blonde girl and that twat with a cap and the long hair and pockmarked face, they're murderers. Murderers. And the thing is, they're going to get away with it because they're connected. And America is going to see cases like this arise. Already rising at a rapid rate. The youth in America is on fentanyl. The parents, I don't know what they're on. They just let them run rampant. You know. Do what you like in America. Youth is gone. Their parents, I don't know, as I say, I don't know how. Thank God I'm not a parent, but I don't know how any parent can allow their children just to do these things. Fucking oblivious. They don't care what the kids are doing as long as they're out of the house, as long as they're gone somewhere. Who cares what it's about as long as the kids go? Scary. Happens here too. I mean, Cape Town, there's parents there that don't want to face. They knew what their children But they don't, they just blot that right out. They don't want to know about it. They can't deal with that. So society is crumbling. It's crumbling at a rapid rate.
Have I gone to bed? No, I haven't. Do I probably look like shit right now? Yes. But ever since I seen KIELY Rodney's mom crying on the news, I have laid down in bed every night thinking about this mom going to bed crying, wondering where her daughter is. And it seems some people think this is a big fucking joke. And a few of them, I'm staying on their ass for a reason. I'm seeing these true crime investigator people who are like, we're looking for KIELY. And they get on their fucking YouTube channel and don't talk about her at all or try to find out anything at all. They're doing it for views, man. They're doing it for money. They don't give a fuck about no missing kid. I just watched a heavyset YouTuber about kill himself trying to be like, yeah, Ryan's on drugs. He's definitely smoking crack. You don't know anything. You're not even trying. You just look like a big fucking dumbass. Look at what the Ikmel dude is doing. Everybody's like, dude, what's the significance of Ikmel? Leave him alone so we can focus on KIELY. Are you fucking brain dead? He's the first person who talked to somebody that says they know two specific people that were there, that followed the little girl around watching her every fucking move. That's the significance. If you cannot understand that, I can't help you. Your IQ is too low to, I guess just regular think. I was going to say critical think, but regular think. The Ronnie guy on Ikmel's show, the first time, said his cousins were there. He talked on the phone to Ikmel like he was actually there. Then what does the Ronnie character do after he gets off Ikmel's show? He goes to the place where everyone is searching for the little girl. Where are your cousins that were at the party? Why are they not with you to go search for the little girl? Why does the Ronnie guy keep calling in the show to the Ikmel guy and not the cousins? At this point, I was like, okay, well, Ikmel and the Ronnie guy have to know each other. Why are they acting like they don't know each other? So then when I press, who is Ronnie? He starts freaking out. The Ikmel dude starts freaking out. So at that moment, I said, well, I don't think Ronnie's real. So then Ikmel has to prove he's real. Which would be what? Him going on a live feed with him. That's why when he said, okay, fine, I'm gonna go live with Ronnie, I got on my stuff and I said, hey, everyone, he's not gonna go live with Ronnie. He can't go live with Ronnie. He's already fucked up too many times. Tomorrow, he's not gonna go live with Ronnie. This morning, when he's supposed to go live with Ronnie, what does he do? He does not go live with Ronnie. He released an edited video of him and quote unquote Ronnie with edited backgrounds and blurred out Minecraft blocks and
own meaning behind what I'm saying. And
he's telling them, well, hey, block your reflection on your shades. Like, why? Once again, how does this lead to KIELY? You're getting away from everything. No, I'm not. Once again, it is not my fault that you don't have common sense. Do you realize that the guy on Ikmel's channel is saying that his cousins followed this KIELY girl around and seen everything she was doing, being belligerently drunk and all this other crazy shit? But he wasn't there. His cousins were. Where are his cousins that seen all this? We haven't heard from them or anything whatsoever. Are they even real? Do they exist? That's a very, very key factor. Not only that, remember the lady from yesterday on the podcast that we were on talking about the situation? The lady with the bump on her lip and the blonde purple hair or whatever? Why is another person that is friends with Ikmel taking up for the random Ronnie guy. There is a 16-year-old underage girl missing.
That we really do need to drop this Ronnie case because this is just
Why?
one guy. Why? Well,
That
first
takes
of
away
all,
from saving the girl.
Dude, they're both saying leave the Ronnie guy alone. Leave the gangster Mercedes-Benz driving, tattooed up Army veteran alone. He can't handle YouTube haters. What about the 16-year-old girl?
he may have or may have not done anything. We don't know at this point.
We'll stress
But
that everybody's innocent until
he has
proven guilty.
family,
Well, then
and
we
he's
can't talk
an
about
Army
anybody else
veteran.
then we can't talk about anybody else then. Then we can't
Then-
even have this podcast.
Hey, let's talk about you.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's talk about your music. I like the guitar. That
Do you realize this lady that's friends with Ikmail that has the bump on her lip? Do you realize that she was in Truckee, California? It's on her YouTube. She just posted it the other day. Do you also realize that this lady that is friends with Ikmail said on the podcast yesterday she has videos of this party that was right beside the party KIELY was at?
I know for a fact that there was at least one party out there because well, okay, so I have a video. I do have a video of this beautiful Hispanic party that was like right next to the site.
Hello. She has a video of the party right next to the site. You just heard it out of Ikmail's friend's lips. Where did KIELY's phone last ping? Next to the site. Now this next part could be nothing, but did you notice at her video in Truckee that there was a dog with her? What did the cops come out and say they revealed that they were investigating? A buried dog. Now what does that tell you about the timeline? Bump Lip Lady and Ikmail are pushing everyone away from this Ronnie guy. The Ronnie guy talks like he was there and seen all this stuff go on and seen this little girl be belligerently drunk and all this stuff. But no, it was Ronnie's cousins that no one has seen, no one has heard from. They, at this point, don't exist. Oh, but wait, not only does Ronnie know about all this stuff, who else was there? The Bump Lip Lady. She has a video of this beautiful party that was right next to the one that they were at. That puts both of them there. If you look at the timeline of KIELY being there, Ronnie seeing that, and her having a video of the party, isn't it possible that they took her, which is why no kids seen this? And if that's what happened, that would explain why Ikmail is acting crazy and being like, look everyone, Ronnie's real. And you know, Ikmail, you done me a favor this morning. A favor that I don't even think you're aware that you done. All this confusion about the Ronnie thing, look what it made you do. It made you have to go live with this guy this morning. That's what I wanted it to do. I knew you weren't going to go live. You edited a video, and it sucks because you're scared. You guys got on the phone. I wanted to see what the atmosphere would be like. And the atmosphere between y'all two is not like you want to find this little girl. It's like you want to prove the Ronnie guy's real. Well, guess what, buddy? We already knew he was real. I just wanted to prove that you were very cool with him. All that laughing and cutting up and, I see y'all, Ronnie's real. There's still a 16-year-old girl missing, dude. And here's the question I got for you. Where is KIELY Rodney? One of y'all know. And for everybody out there that is getting on YouTube right now that's a true crime person, that is acting like a fucking buffoon, saying that my conspiracy theory is way out there, What I told you just now is the most logical explanation of what could have possibly happened. Anybody watching this video with common sense knows that. So herpy lip, Ronnie, icky mail, ball's in your court, dude. You can't bullshit me. I can stay awake longer than you, and I can do more than you. I'm gonna stay on your ass like a fucking drill sergeant. Because when people are always yelling and looking at you, that's when people break down. You have something to break down about. If you don't, call the cops on me. You already said I was harassing you and stuff. Call the cops on me then. Do it. I dare you. You can't call the cops. And you know you can't call the cops.
Simple man. They call me a redneck, I reckon that I am, but there's things going on that make me mad to the core. I gotta work like a dog to make ends meet. There's crooked politicians and crime in the streets, and I'm madder than hell, and I ain't gonna take it no more. They tell our kids to just say no, then some panty-waist judge lets a drug dealer go, slaps him on his wrist and he turns him back out on the town. Well, if I had my way with people selling dope, I'd take a big tall tree and a short piece of rope. I'd hang them up high and let them swing till the sun goes down. Well, you know what's wrong with the world today? People done gone, put their Bibles away. They're living by the law of the jungle, not the law of the land. Well, the good book says it, so I know it's the truth. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You better watch where you go, remember where you've been. That's the way I see it, I'm a simple man. Yeah, I'm the kind of man wouldn't harm a mouse, but if I catch somebody breaking in my house, I got a 12-gauge shotgun waiting on the other side. So don't go pushing me against my will. I don't want to have to fight you, but I darn sure will. So if you don't want trouble, then you better just pass me on by. As far as I'm concerned, there ain't no excuse for the raping and the killing and the child abuse. And I got a way to put a hand to all that mess. You just take them rascals out in the swamp, put them on their knees and tie them to a stump. Let the rattlers and the bugs and the alligators do the rest. Well, you know what's wrong with the world today? People done gone, put their Bibles away. They're living by the law of the jungle, not the law of the land. Yeah, the good book says it, so I know it's the truth. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You better watch where you go, remember where you've been. That's the way I see it, I'm a simple man. Watch where you go, remember where you've been. That's the way I see it, I'm a simple man.
Alright, I hope you enjoyed that. I always fancied myself as a bit of a disc jockey when I was fantasized when I was young. Back to my dreary voice. After that, he's a multi-talented human being and a deep soul, and you can hear how he writes his lyrics and the message in his lyrics. Real music, and you got morons out there who say that this man is a crazy crackhead conspiracy theorist. He's smarter than Joe Biden and the entire Democratic Party. Anyway, I've been hard on Americans here, and but I mean well, because what I'm seeing as an outside observer from South Africa, which is also a basket case country, but I know how to deal with it over here. I know, I'm prepared. for whatever mayhem is going to come in South Africa. So, to be fair on Americans, there are some absolutely fantastic people there that I do encounter as well. So, I'm not generalizing and saying every American is fast asleep and living in La La Land or a state of woke madness, in total wokedom, incapable of critical thinking. No, they're not all like that, but unfortunately, there are a lot that are like that. And Joe Biden got 80 million votes in 2020. Yeah, 80 million. And you'll get 90 million in 2024. Anyway, so let me tell you, if you want to carry on following this saga, this case, there are a few very good channels I can recommend. There's a fella called Dolly, or Jimmy Jam, and he's this laid-back guy. He smokes a bit of a blunt, and he allows anybody to call him. He opens up his phone lines, and any nutcase can phone in. And it's an awesome channel, and he's an awesome channel host. If he's got any fault, is that he's a little bit, he sits on the fence, he takes it easy, he lets most of the other people do the talking. He gives sort of his opinion, and he's very flexible. And as I say, he tolerates everybody, no matter how nuts they are. To the point where some of his saner viewers are starting either rolling around on the floor laughing or they're pulling their hair out, because some of them are incredibly stupid. And that's why I like it. I love it. He goes live. And I love watching it because I'm listening to the way Americans think. He gives a mic to anybody who wants to express their opinion. And very brave of him, and he handles it exceptionally well. He's absolutely brilliant. So go to Dolly Vision and you'll enjoy. You won't regret. It's a fantastic channel, and he gets top guys. Upchurch, who you just saw now, Ryan Upchurch has been on his show quite a lot. They're good friends. They seem to be. They only really recently have started communicating with one another, which I'm very pleased to see. And there are others. There's a lady called Zav Girl. She's also got a sort of open forum, open mic, but doesn't take phone calls. But anyone can join in via, I think, Skype or Zoom or whatever, and join the panel discussion. And they can drop in and drop out, once they've sort of said what they wanted to say. And it's also extremely interesting because she also allows freedom of speech and freedom of expression. And she doesn't use any censorship, and she doesn't abide by political correctness. You can, you can say things, you can speculate. On the other channels, unfortunately, you have to endure these clowns. As I say, they're two from South Africa, and they're shocking. And I won't mention their names. You'll find them, I'm sure. The one calls himself the only authentic voice in true crime. Yep. Can you believe it? And then the other one is one that's really disappointed me, because when she started out covering a previous case, she did exceptionally well. But now that she's gone viral, well, she's so politically correct now, it's actually painful. You can't watch her. She won't even say the word murder. It's the M-der. She won't say domestic violence. It's DV. She won't say sexual assault. It's SA. She won't say suicide. It's unalived. I can't listen to that. I'm sorry, I can't. Nobody should be selling their soul for money and doing something so disgusting. Words don't change what is happening in this world. Rape is not R. It's rape. Murder is not M. It's murder. Suicide is not unalived. It's suicide, and it happens in the world. What are these people trying to do with these euphemisms and avoiding saying, apparently, these are trigger words? Have you ever heard anything more absolutely, totally stupid in your life? As I say, I am not going to name them. You'll find out who they are yourself, and I think a lot of you who do follow the channels will know exactly who I'm talking about. But those aren't the only good channels. There's a fantastic channel called Evil Exists, and what they do there, they just put out very short pieces of information relating to cases and let you decide what you think. They don't have any opinion. They just give you the short. They're all short videos. They're all videos with evidence and with facts-based information in them. And it's a refreshing format because you don't have some poopal arsehole. So sorry, people listening from overseas. Poopal is an arsehole in South African language. And you don't have some poopal there with his opinion, you know. You know what Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry said? He said, opinions are like arseholes. Everybody has one. And that's exactly what's going on in the true crime community. These people profiting off these cases, these true crime cases, making millions. They're making millions. I mean, the one girl, that girl that I spoke about, I met her when she had 700 odd subscribers. She's got about, I don't know, about 70,000 now, I think. Big deal, making a fortune. The rocket science guy, the only authentic voice in crime, has also got about 70,000 subscribers. 70,000 morons. Anyway, let's wrap this up now. I think it's enough. And there's another channel I have to, and I did credit them in the first video. I used a piece of their summary footage. And it's a channel called Crime Obsessed. It's based in the United Kingdom, and her name is Emma, and she is absolutely fantastic. Short, sharp, not long, not opinionated, sticks to the facts, puts them out there in short videos, gives you her take on it, asks you for your take, and very refreshing. And she also avoids the political correctness, newspeak madness these other politically correct YouTubers adhere to. So I'm going to play out now. I'm going to give you a couple more. The first part I promised to show you the ridiculous press conference that the local Truckee or Prosser police station held with the press. You have a look at that. If you've ever seen anything more ridiculous in your life, tell me. And then I'm also going to drop you the video of Evil Exists, a couple of their little pieces of evidence that they have uncovered so far without any commentary. You draw your own conclusions and make of it what you will. But as I said earlier, the reason for this video is not necessarily only about how this case pans out. This is also going to be about how this case is solved and whether a cover-up takes place. And as I said earlier, the entire world is watching this. The law enforcement authorities in the United States are corrupt, incompetent, and crumbling, and they've been defunded. And the FBI is as corrupt as the mafia. They're part of the mafia. They are absolutely useless. So I have a feeling there's a cover-up coming, but with all the eyes in the world on this case, they may just have to actually investigate this as a murder, as much as they are trying their level best to write it off as an accident. So anyway, thank you very much for watching this video so far, and until the next time, God bless you all.